Good day, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of Why You Do What You Do by the Building Industry Association's Bay Area Young Professionals. I'm your host, Mark Sherlock. Today's guest is the Executive Officer of the Building Industry Association Bay Area. Please welcome Bobby Glover. Bobby, great to have you on the show today. How you doing?
Mark, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me, man. I'm doing well. Looking forward to being on with the young professionals here.
I appreciate it. So, Bobby gave you a brief description of the format. We got 3 questions for you. Answer them however you like, and we'll get going. So, Bobby, first question. How did you get to executive officer of the BIA Bay Area?
That's a great question. Well, you got to go back to my dream job where I started off right out of UC Davis, was working in public relations for the Oakland A's. Unbelievable hours, not spectacular pay, but man, a dream job for a boy that grew up an A's fan in the Bay Area. But yeah, from there, got an opportunity with the Concord Chamber of Commerce and parlayed that into the executive director role of my hometown Chamber of Commerce, the Martinez Chamber of Commerce. Spent about 3.5 years there, and then heard of a job with the Home Builders Association of Northern California, which was what the BIA Bay Area was at the time, as Associate Director of Governmental Affairs in the Eastern Division, which was Alameda, Contra Costa, and Solano counties, and applied for that. They gave me the job, and here I am now. And in that role, I got to know a lot of people within the association, got to participate in a lot of different aspects of the association. And then in 2010, when Cheryl O'Connor became the executive director of HomeAid, the vacancy was here, and they gave me the opportunity. So I've been doing this since December of 2010.
Very nice. So give me a little insight. I'm going to throw a little curveball. What do you do with the BIA as the executive officer?
Yeah, so I kind of manage the day-to-day operations of the association. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't. I have an amazing team of people that I work with, and they are really the backbone of this association. And you get to see most of them at work. Lisa Vorderbruggen, Pat Sacedo, Dennis Martin, and Paul Campos on the governmental affairs advocacy side. While I could say I oversee them, they do an amazing job and require very little oversight, as do Zach Otting, who handles our, the controller and financing side of that, and then Evelyn Regonton, who handles events and membership. But yeah, a lot of the things that I still handle governmental affairs for the North Bay, because we've been without a staff person up there. There hasn't been a lot of activity going on up there, but I do spend some time occasionally up in Santa Rosa. And then the thing I love, I get to spend a lot of time on the political action side of it, the Political Action Committee, our BIA PAC. So those are the two things I work a lot on, but then primarily just working with an amazing team of people and, managing the day-to-day operations of this amazing association.
Very nice. Now, I got one more for you, and I apologize. I told you I had 3, but here's going to be number 3 in the first question. Can you just give me a 10,000-foot overview for the young professional who don't know what the BIA is and what they do?
That's a great question. So we do advocate on behalf of builders and developers, residential construction. That's the easy, but then everything that goes into that, the design professionals, the architects, the engineers, the interior design, the marketing people, the mortgage side of it, the lending side of it, the title side. I mean, everything that composes a residential construction project, that is what we advocate on behalf. And so a lot of what we do is working at the local level, whether it's at a local city that's putting forward an ordinance or a regulation that'll impact development going forward. We get involved there. It's state issues. We also get, as I mentioned, on the political side of it, elected officials. We advocate for and against some, and really just try to be advocates daily, hourly, almost on for the women and men of the building industry, those involved in residential construction. We're out there advocating on your behalf.
Perfect. I appreciate the thoroughness. So, Bob, second question for you. What was the most inspirational moment that has shaped your career path?
Yeah, gosh, inspirational moment. I've been lucky to meet so many amazing people, and I've had a couple, and I think people have heard me speak before, but when I started with the BIA back in 2003, I got the opportunity to meet Cheryl O'Connor, who California Home Building Foundation Hall of Fame member, executive director of Homemade, just retired, but and a past chair, the first female chair of the BIA. And got to meet her, got to work with her, got to see how amazing she was. And she really we worked together. She mentored me as a new person to the industry and taught me a lot about the industry. And that kind of got me moving forward. And then it was Dave Sanson of De Novo Homes, who was really involved in the East Bay governmental affairs, who ultimately would become chair of the BIA and chair of CBIA, the California Building Industry Association. Took me to coffee one day and really just sat me down and said, I don't want to talk about any regulatory issues. I want to talk about you and where do you see yourself, in 5-6 years? Do you see yourself leading this association? And it really, it was awesome to have a person of Dave's stature in the industry think that I was somebody that, could move up. And, that meant a lot. And then, finally with Mike Gilmetti, giving me the chance as chair of the BIA and saying, hey, we've got an opening at the executive officer role. I think you can do it. We think you can do it. And, we need you to step up here. And it was, those three people, I think, were those people that gave me those opportunities, gave me the confidence. And that's why I think, if I could impart any message on that, it's just that opportunity to engage and get to know those people. Because the people that you're meeting in the industry are the ones that are going to, be those mentors. They're going to give you the advice. They're going to be the ones that support you and push you, to greater things. And without those three people, I would not be on here with you right now. So.
Great, Bobby. I appreciate it. If anything, that is exactly what the YP is all about, the mentorship, the leadership, and having individuals like yourself that just say, hey, look, this worked for me. Why can't it work for you guys as well? So third and final question for you, Bobby. Why do you do what you do?
Yeah, I believe in what we do as an industry. We provide shelter, we provide the American dream, we provide a housing to all income levels in the Bay Area. What the women and men of the building industry do on a daily basis is admirable. It is very much needed and appreciated. I had the opportunity to grow up and live in a house that was built by my dad and grandfather, both plumbing contractors. And so I got to see firsthand, the value of, putting a hammer to nail and building a foundation and building a home that would raise a family. And it was the house I was raised in. It was the house that my mom and dad still live in. And it's the house that my kids get to go enjoy. Now, the second part of that is, you probably know I've been really involved in, the promotion of women in the industry and along with many other great people and many efforts. And I've got 2 young daughters. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. And, as a father, you always want your kids to be able to be anything that they can be. And, up until, 7 months ago, they couldn't be vice president, but now they can. And, while I can't control the next step in that, hopefully there will be a female president sometime soon and they can do that. But what I want them to be able to be when they grow up, I want them to be able to be a division president of a home building company. And that's the other side of what I do, Mark. It's, to promote women, to promote people, to promote the young people in this industry, because without the involvement of the young professionals and the new people to this industry, it's not going to be as great and as innovative as it has been for decades. We got to continue to grow this industry. And that's why I'm excited to be a part of this, man. I'm excited to be on with you. I'm excited to see the energy that's coming forward in this, association, this group of people right now. And so I do. They always say, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And it's like, I truly love what I do. I love the people that I get to engage with. And, just want to leave it better when I'm gone, so that it keeps moving in the positive direction, because it's got a lot of potential.
As a representative of the young professionals, we're ready for the reins. We're ready to keep working. We're ready to keep it going. Bobby, I appreciate you taking the time today. I'm appreciative of just hearing your story. I had no idea about the A's background. Big baseball fan. Appreciate your story. Can't wait to share it.
Mark, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man.
All right, Bobby. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. And that concludes our 14th episode. I'm your host, Mark Sherlock, and always remember why you do what you do.